I think one thing all Arsenal fans have been seeking is clarity on the striker situation. Yesterday, we were told Gyökeres is the priority. I made a video about it. Today, the big guns, Fabrizio Romano, sources in Germany, have confirmed that Benjamin Sesko is, in fact, first choice. And we've got a lot of reports we'll be going through. I'll be explaining to you guys because there's a lot of confusion over the fee, personal terms, all of that shib-shab. So we'll be getting into all of that. But before I begin, if you are new here, please hit the like and the subscribe as well. It'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, let us start with the main report that broke all of the news that we're seeing now, and it was Fabrizio Romano. He said, understand Arsenal have started moving initial concrete talks for Benjamin Sesko. He's always been high on the recruitment team, management and Mikel Arteta's list. With attempts to get the deal done rejected by Leipzig in May and January, now Sesko will leave. Arsenal are on it. So that's what came out. Literally, I would say 2 hours after my Gyökeres video yesterday, this came out. And it was kind of the relief. You know me, I've always been team Sesko over Gyökeres, and I was happy that the club have made the right decision to go for someone like Benjamin Sesko. But there's been a lot of confusion. A lot of Arsenal fans have said Mikel Arteta has again got his way. He's bullied Berta. That, in fact, is not the case. Mikel Arteta and Berta were in full agreement that Benjamin Sesko should be Arsenal's priority striker. So I've seen a lot of Arsenal fans attack Arteta. Wrong decision. He's making all the decisions. No, Andrea Berta agrees that Benjamin Sesko should have been the priority and is the priority for Arsenal in the striker position. Team News and Ticks, who also said way earlier before that Sesko was the priority, says there was never much of a disagreement, and Berta was talking to Victor Gyökeres Kank was simply, sorry, I can't speak, to keep options open. So there we have it. So all of those people saying this is Arteta getting his way again, Berta never got his foot in. No, Andrea Berta also agreed that Benjamin Sesko should be the priority for the centre forward position. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, that is the case. I love it. You guys, I know a lot of you guys love Victor Gyökeres and are absolutely fuming with this, and that's rightly so. You have all your opinions. Sesko's younger, he's got a lot of maturity to go through, but he is a top player. Furthermore, we had more confirmation from Team News and Ticks regarding the fee. A lot of Arsenal fans are getting this wrong. The fee is not 93 million. Let's have a read of this. Arsenal have an agreement with Benjamin Sesko on personal terms. That's the main talking point. Personal terms aren't an issue. This was agreed last summer. We wanted Sesko last summer, but he decided to stay. But those personal terms have already been agreed. We won't have to do that this summer. The club is now in negotiations with RB Leipzig regarding a fee for the player and want a quick resolution. For the first time, look, we want to be punched. We want to get this done before pre-season, get the guy in so we can bed him in, so we can sort of help him with his development process. The reported 93 million fee is absolute nonsense. Leipzig's starting price is less. So there you have it. A reputable source like Team News and Ticks, who was very, very number one before Fabrizio Romano saying Sesko was a priority over Gyökeres, says that the 93 million fee is complete nonsense. So we can stop now with this thing of we're overpaying. It's going to be 100 million for Sesko. No, Arsenal are not that dumb of a club. The structure of the deal will be very, very different. Maybe it will be around, the sort of 67 million mark, like this report from Jacob Benz, who's also been very, very good with the Arsenal news. So let's have a read. Arsenal are advancing on Benjamin Sesko, confirming the reports we've gone through. The actual fee demanded by RB Leipzig is his 67 million release club. Club-to-club relationships are excellent and discussions will be around that fee. So again, there's an opportunity to reduce this 67 million fee to a 60 million fee. And then already you're at the Gyökeres mark. And for me, 60 million for Sesko is a much better deal than 60 million for Gyökeres. 27-year-old Gyökeres, Sesko, who's 21, who will be one of the best centre forwards in the world in 2 years, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt. It is known that this guy, Benjamin Sesko, has the fundamentals to be one of the best strikers in the world in 2 years' time. His development has stagnated at Leipzig. So it's up to Arsenal. Can we get him back on that upward trajectory? And a 67 million fee, 60 million fee would be perfect for a player who's already got all the tools, but fine-tuning, get him in the right positions. The problem with Sesko is he's too far away from the box. He plays way too deep. For a player of his qualities, he needs to be as close to the box as possible. And Leipzig haven't maximized his best abilities and want him to be the guy crossing into 5'9" Openda. They want him to be the guy coming all the way to the centre halves to receive the ball from deep. No, you're going to get the best out of Sesko when he's in and around the box, when he's able to bully players And I feel like Arsenal fans don't realise how good of a dribbler he is. Remember Isak, a great dribbler? Sesko is really good on the ball on his feet. And he's 6'5", by the way. He can really shift. Here we go again with another source though from Germany regarding the fee. Negotiations have begun between Arsenal and Leipzig for Sesko. Leipzig won't insist on 80 million release clause, open to other payment structures, but then total deal will exceed 80 million euros. So again, we've gone from 93 million, which Arsenal fans were fear-mongering about, to 67 million release clause, to now that the release clause isn't going to be the final fee. They're open to different structures to get to 67 million. So installments, this is how football works. You can have the 67 million fee, but you only play 30 million now. You have 40 million in bonuses, or you play the 40 million over the next 3 years. I'm sure those of you who play Football Manager will be very familiar with this. I am as well. There's different ways Arsenal can proceed to go to that 67 million fee. Even we could do a 50 million fee and pay 50 million a fee up front, like we did for Zubamendi. So look, this discussion that Arsenal are going to overpay for Benjamin Sesko is far away from the mark. The more accurate figure is around the 60 to 67 million mark. That's what I feel like it would be. And when you're looking at Gyökeres for a 50, for a 60, Sesko for just around 10 million, 15 million more is the much better deal, because simply he is the much better player in terms of his fundamentals, in terms of what he can be, in terms of how he will impact games now. What Sesko will do now is he'll impact the biggest of games. Those games against the Liverpools, the Barcelonas, the Real Madrids, Sesko will be impactful. Go watch the compilation of his performance against Real Madrid for RB Leipzig in the Champions League. Yes, he didn't score those chances, but look at havoc he is, how much of a havoc he is, how he puts himself in those positions, how much of a bully he can be to the back line. Sesko just needs a top centre-forward coach. Mikel Arteta, we're blessed, we've got the guy for that. And needs to just be told, you stay as close to the box as possible. I don't want you to do ballerina feet in the middle of the pitch, because I know you're not effective there. I literally cannot believe how deep he plays for RB Leipzig. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. You cannot play a player with his qualities as deep as he does. You cannot. But I'm sure Mikel Arteta, he's seen the data. What do Arsenal need? They need an aerial duel monster. Sesko is that. They need somebody who's good on the ball in his feet. Sesko is ridiculously good at his feet. And he's only at the start of how good he can be with his feet. They need somebody who can sniff chances in the box presence. Sesko can do that. The problem with Sesko is you're gambling on he will be the best in the world. Say Sesko doesn't ever improve and stays at the level he is now, he'll be a very good player. He'll get around 15 goals per season, which I would say is the same for Gyökeres. But is that the investment you want to be making? A Gyökeres 15 goals or a Sesko 15 goals? What's more better for a business standpoint of view? It's a Sesko. He's younger. You're going to be spending 100 million plus wages, 100 million in wages as well for a Gyökeres. This is a big signing. This has to be from a business and a footballing standpoint of view. Gyökeres for 250 grand per week, or Sesko for 125 grand per week. I'm sorry. This has to be included in when we are analysing who Arsenal are getting. Anyway, that's it for now. Let me know your thoughts down below. But until next time, peace.